It is.
Well, I think it's well, we're not really surprised, but at the same time, I think it's happened so frequently that people are now getting too used to it.
Exactly.
Kayode, the May 29 is a turning point. Change of administration, change of regime. Looking ahead now, especially for the incoming administration, do you think Nigerians are expecting too much from the coming administrations with so much quote-unquote mess on the ground?
Well, they are not expecting too much. Actually, it is what they ought to have gotten since all these years, and Nigerians are now wiser. So the thing is, they should put pressure on the incoming government. The incoming government, when they see this pressure, when they feel it, they will know that the governance is not Tea Party at all, and they need to go to work. The new government should make sure that they put they put premium on infrastructure, education. These are fuel, petroleum industry, health. They cannot do everything, and power.
I like what you said. They cannot do everything. If they cannot do everything, what would you advise is the one thing they pick up and do well?
Number one, if they can undo well, I want to believe that the Boko Haram issue, the insurgency issue has been handled, and it is going to be further handled better. Okay. So let me say security is out of it. They should make sure that our petroleum and power sectors are working.
There are talks of power being taken back.
Taken back.
As in terms of the process of deregulation of the power sector.
Well, Nigerians are just like a baby. You know, you are the father, you have a baby. Nothing, your child is not concerned in the issue of there is no fuel, I can't put on a fan, no AC. The child just needs to be cool. And the atmosphere needs to be cool. You just have to cool the house.
Do you think it will set us back if the issue of power deregulation of power hasn't really been that, will I say, effective in terms of power supply? Or no. Would you disagree?
Where I stay, well, not quite far from here, in a very small estate, relatively. Let me tell you something. I enjoyed power when they didn't sell it to PHCN or whoever, and currently this Disco Genco than before. This year, I've thrown away food worth about 60-something thousand. Yeah, it got spoiled in my fridge, freezer, and so on. And I can tell you that before the power issue, before they started selling it, I could take block, as in ice block, from my freezer. I can't remember the last time I saw that.
What about you, Kazim?
Well, the truth is, like you rightly said, the Nigerians expect so much from the incoming administration. But if we must face reality, putting the depth of the rot in the system, and truth be told, putting the recent restoration of the system into check, you get to understand that Nigeria might not really leave that prediction table. We might be unable to leave that background. If so many things are not being taken care of urgently. But for me, I don't expect too much from the incoming administration. What I expect from them is fix the economy, ensure that security is in place, infrastructure, revive the dead infrastructure that we have, and I don't know, they're just simple things because we believe that having done that, the successors would definitely do everything possible to build on the sustainable platform that we built by the incoming administration. So that's what I feel about Nigerians expecting so much from the General Muhammadu presidency and the ability of the government to actually meet the demands of the people. I mean, within the short period of time, that's the government to be in place. So, truth be told, the government has a lot. The incoming government has a lot to do. We're actually seeing a level of maybe 70% of decadence, but with like reshuffling, appointment, this, that, sacking, refiring, shifting.
Why do you think all that is happening?
I don't know, I don't know, but a lot can be told when it comes to that. So to me, I think that's an end to actually stabilize the system.
You think?
Yeah, but I reserve the story to my opinion.
Yeah, your opinion.
so it's my opinion.
Kayode, what about you? This issue of the firing and the hiring last minute.
I don't think it is necessary. Actually, I believe the president should focus more on consolidating his gains than trying to just make unnecessary headline, everywhere.
Well, some might say the president is like the quote-unquote overnight, in some camps, overnight hero in terms of just easing this transition. But there's been a lot of friction, e.g. between the committees of the incumbents and the committees of those coming in. And there just seems to be this tread carefully message to Mr. President on how he's handling a lot of the things. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Well, it is natural. Nobody wants to leave power. Africans, generally. You can see it all over countries, Zimbabwe, Cameroon, and the likes. The thing is, they are not happy they are leaving. The incoming government is anxious to be there, and they are also skeptical that they've made a lot of promises, and they are afraid that the outgoing government will set bobby traps for them, and they may not be able to perform, and the old country will come against them, and so the hype and everything. So the thing there is that I believe the president is, whether you like it or not, I still call him an hero because of the last-minute call he placed over to Buhari. Because you could imagine what would have happened to Nigeria by now. Yes, naturally you have to leave power, but we Africans, we are not, it's not in our books. And for someone to do it, I think we should give him kudos to an extent. Yes, it's not part of our DNA in Africa. And for him to be doing one or two things now, firing, appointing, and so on, I think he should consolidate more on the gains he got towards the few days of his outgoing government, after the election. So instead of him getting unfavorable, unsavory comments here and there, I think it's not necessary firing and hiring. What would they do? The new people come in, before they read over the handover notes.
We'll just have to wait and see on that. Well, we can never exhaust enough the issue of this fuel scarcity. We can only appeal to the government to get this out of the way. But most importantly, I think the people we should appeal more to are the National Association of Road Transport Owners and the petroleum tanker drivers who have the power to actually make this all go away, if I can use that word. Or you think they don't?
We have to talk to the government, actually, because I want to tell you that one of our problems in Nigeria are the marketers. Take it or leave it. Someone got wind that I was coming here, a very big sister, and she told me that I should mention this, that her papa is in no-go area.
Oh yeah, that's another issue.
Good, because if our refineries are working, back to what I was saying, the gridlock on Apapa-Oshodi Expressway will not be happening. The roads get bad over time, quickly, in short, in succession. Fashola had been hooked up there before. A lot of people have been hooked up there before.
It still made news. It still made news even last week on the issue of the traffic and the jam.
Exactly, and it's because we are important. Because if we have it in our system here in Nigeria, locally refined products, it will be flowing through the pipelines, and the gridlock will be reduced to a very large extent. So we just must make Nigeria work. We don't have a choice. We just don't have a choice. It must work.
It must work. Okay then, well, how many of us will be taking public transport home after this? How many of us will be driving home? How many of us will actually get home and be able to put on our generators if there's no power? These are, on a Sunday evening, these are questions that are on the minds of a lot of Nigerians, and I'm actually lost for words as to what to say to console Nigeria. There's not too much you can say to console. Coming here, we saw the queue, we saw the black marketers. I guess we can only appeal and we can only beg. Any parting words before the break?
Well, the truth is, for me, as a person, I would be glad if the incoming government inherits too much liabilities, which they already inherited from the outgoing government. So of course, so the best thing is the outgoing government, if it is financial setbacks, they should pay the NERTW. Offload the debts so that the incoming government will not have too much of debts to offload. But so if you are appealing to the association, so it's like you're owing me, and I know that you're leaving office.
And once you leave office,
exactly.
I'm not sure I'm getting your money back.
Even if I would get it, there's a large room for review, which still boils down to the corruption we're talking about. So how much was the past coming? Okay, how come? How did it go to this amount? So they will review. You know how we know terms of all these things.
I guess the round table is necessary.
Exactly.
Kaede?
Sir.
Yeah. Any parting words?
Well, Nigerians should try and get for. Yes, that's
easier said.
They should try and get for. When you get for, don't be extravagant about it. You don't switch on the AC of your car discriminately, just blow fuel like that, because you may need it for an emergency. Because right now, if you get fuel today, you're not sure of getting fuel tomorrow. That's just the
This
fact.
would be a good opportunity to appeal for fuel. You know where we are, just 50 liters, 25, we don't mind. If you have any lying around. Thank you very much, Kayode Kazim, for checking in on Rubbin Minds today. Have a safe journey or walk back home. Still Rubbin Minds, and of course, moving into our entertainment segment on a lighter note, we're going to have a very entertaining entertainer in the studio with us to shed more light, preferably on other aspects of Nigeria, where we're trying to put a smile on your face amidst everything that is happening. Don't forget the conversation continues. Join us on Twitter @YNigerTV, #Rubbin Minds. We'll be back after the break.